Welcome to Prep Week, guys. We are so excited that you are here because the Faster Way is the leading, scientifically proven, best fat loss program that's on the market right now. And we are believers of it, Erin and I, and we are so excited to share this program with you so that you can also reach your fat loss goals and your long-term goals as well. Okay, so just remember, we're going to say this over and over. It's progress over perfection. Right now, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, a little bogged down with all the information, just know that that's normal and that we're going to gradually do this over time. So prep week is a time for you to get your feet wet, to start playing around with the app, starting to see how these different things fit into your schedule, a workout, tracking water. You can try logging your macros. Again, know that we were hot messes when we first started logging our macros. So just know that this is a tool to help you become more aware of what you're fueling your body with, and that we're actually not going to focus on macros until week 2. Okay, so I'm going to go over a little bit of what we are going to focus on this week in prep week. And before I begin, I just want to encourage you to go into your app and watch the training video from the Faster Way first, and then come back and watch our video. Each week, we are going to ask you to do that. Watch the training in the resources section first, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go a little bit deeper into that, sharing our own personal experience. We're going to give you some tips and tricks that we found really helpful, and then we're going to answer some frequently asked questions by clients just to help you hopefully navigate this week a little better. Okay, so we're going to start with one of the first things we're going to focus on this week, and that is intermittent fasting. This is not a diet plan. This is just an eating plan. And like they said in the training, in the Faster Way, you can start with a 12-12, which means 12 hours of fasting, 12 hours of eating, and then gradually push your breakfast back if you need to do it that way. Sometimes starting with a 16 hours of fasting is really hard for people. And I was really nervous about this. Was one of the main things I was nervous most about in the program. So just remember that you can take it slowly over time if you want to start out with a 12-12, even if you want to stay there, because we're going to actually recommend that for some of our clients who have autoimmune disease or other things going on, to stay at a 12-12. Anything 12 hours or over is beneficial for our bodies. But if you can, we want you to gradually push that breakfast back and try to get to a 16 hours of fasting and fit your food in an 8-hour window. And this is going to take some experimenting with your work schedule and your family schedule and your life schedule. So some of you, if you work away from home, are going to be packing your first meal, your break fast, to have at work. And so you need to think about what you're going to pack. I often recommend something a little light, like focus on the protein and produce, and don't eat like a heavy, like a big burrito to break your fast or something like that, okay? So for some people, they might want to snack at 10 to break their fast, and then lunch at noon, another snack at 4, and dinner at 6. The meal guide is there as a guide, but don't think that you have to follow it exactly. I often pick 2 or 3 meals to serve my family as dinner during the week. I might pick a couple snacks that look really good, but actually for me, I eat on the low carb days the same foods on Monday and Tuesday. And then on the regular carb days, I eat pretty much the same things for breakfast and lunch on those days as well. Okay, so you do whatever works for you. Some people love the meal guide because if they follow that exactly, they have the most success. Okay, so whatever works for you, everybody does it a little differently, and it takes some navigating to figure out how to fit all of meet your macros with all of that food within an 8-hour window, because you're going to find for many clients, they're eating more food than they have in a long time. Okay, and so just know that if this is the way you're feeling, this is normal. Don't stress, and reach out to Erin and I. We love to help you brainstorm and find out what works for you. whole food nutrition is also what we're going to be focusing on this week. We also give you a newsletter every week with some helpful tips and tricks. And in that newsletter that you're getting for prep week, we've got a pantry raid in there. We've got a freezer and a fridge raid in there. We've got some Trader Joe hauls for you. We want to give you as many ideas as you can, but basically, just like they said on the video for the training, anything that's whole food has a mother or it comes from the earth. Okay, now there's different levels of whole foods. You've got the seriously the basic whole foods like bananas and apples. They come straight from the tree or from the butcher. And then you have minimally processed whole foods as well, and those are good too. Okay, things that will help you, proteins that will help you are like rotisserie chicken, tuna, or canned salmon. Some other things are like jarred marinara sauce, nut butters, breads like Ezekiel bread or the David's Killer bread. Those are all, they're minimally processed foods that you can also consider as whole foods and become a part of our diet nowadays. We just want you to try to stay away from things with a lot of sugar, things that have a lot of fat and salt and are processed. And like if you look at the list of ingredients, it's huge, and like some things you can't pronounce, right? Those are the things that you want to try to steer away from, especially in the first 6 weeks. Erin and I are 80-20 girls, so we say 80% of the time try to do as much whole foods as you can, but don't give up or deprive yourself of the 20% of things that you just love to have, because you're gonna not be successful and you're gonna just kind of fall off this if you don't include some of those 20% foods in your life as well. Okay, so if you love chips and salsa for a snack in the afternoon, have like 10 chips, some salsa, and then add on the plate like some veggies and some hummus and some whole foods in there too, some apples and peanut butter. Okay, I still love my feta cheese on my salads. I love my pita chips. I love my dark chocolate and my powdered peanut butter with a little whipped cream. That's my dessert every day, at least once, maybe twice. So 80% of the time is your goal, with some of your little things in there to keep you not feeling deprived, okay? The Faster Way does recommend dairy-free and gluten-free. The reason why they do that is because a lot of times dairy and gluten are highly inflammatory. And so some people find that when they take these out of their diet, even if they're not allergic to them, their inflammation goes down, which helps them lose fat quicker and faster, and their body heals. And then they learn that they actually feel better without these foods in their life all the time, okay? So if you don't want to give up your dairy or your gluten, or you've tried it in the past and you know that it doesn't make a difference for you, then you don't have to. So this is your choice, but this is just something that they encourage. All right, I'm looking at my notes again just to make sure that I include everything. Now about these workouts, we want you to know we've had clients in the past who haven't worked out at the first 6 weeks. They just focused on nutrition, maybe because they had an injury or they hadn't worked out for a long time, and so they gradually added this in after a while. So know that if you just do nutrition, you can actually get great results, okay? But the workouts are there for you because for maximum results, they really help you to build muscle and to get lean and toned, and rev up your metabolism, okay? So some great things to have are some dumbbells and some free weights. We try to encourage you to lift as heavy as you can, okay? So like if we're doing a set of 12 bicep curls, those last 2 should be like a little bit of a struggle. They should be a challenge. If you're just going through and swinging those weights around, then you know that they're too light and you actually should go heavy. What I love about the Faster Way workouts is they mix it up all the time. Sometimes we're doing straight sets. Sometimes we're doing pods. Sometimes we're doing time under tension. And so they're always mixing it up to keep our body guessing so that we don't go into plateaus. And they always do progressive overload. So they're always encouraging you to push yourself and challenge yourself to really get in a good workout. Okay, so some people love to do it in the morning when they wake up. I do it in my pajamas in my living room while I'm watching something on Netflix. Seriously, while my kids get ready for school. But maybe I know Erin does it when she gets home from work. She's a preschool teacher. She works until noon. She comes home, she has lunch, she does a couple things, and then she gets her workout in. So hers is in the afternoon. Maybe you don't do it until the evening, after dinner, when the kids are all set and ready for bed. That's when you can fit it in. So it doesn't matter when you fit it in. Just try to do it. There's always going to be a workout every day. And on the active recovery days, on Friday and Sunday, there's going to be a core workout that you can do, and then they encourage you to walk. And then on Sunday, there's some stretching. So there's always going to be something in the app that you can do. So we really encourage you to try to fit that into your schedule as best that you can. All right. Water is another thing this week that you are going to start tracking in the app. This is to flush out those toxins. I find that adding electrolytes really helps. And so in the newsletter, again, we're going to show you some under the fasting friendly drink options. There's also some electrolytes that we like to use. Try to go clean, no sugar added, and they really help you to hydrate. Okay, so you're going to find out that you're going to pee a lot more maybe, but try to find ways to get that hydration in. Carry your support water bottle with you everywhere, and maybe you need to set reminders in your phone or timers to help you remember to drink your water regularly, whatever it takes. And again, remember, progress over perfection. A lot of times, especially us as women, we are really hard on ourselves and we beat ourselves up for what we did wrong. And studies show that you are not going to be successful in a fat loss program if that's what you do. We want you instead to focus on the ways that you're improving. We want you to focus on your wins over time. And we're going to celebrate those successes with you, okay? So maybe you had a Diet Coke today. Maybe you added some of that Coffee Mate creamer in your coffee. You know what? It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Look at the ways that you did improve. You got your workout in maybe. Maybe you tracked your water today. Maybe you went for a 20-minute walk outside, okay? Celebrate those things and know that tomorrow is another day and another opportunity to try again, okay? So we're going to be here to encourage those wins. Now, the Facebook page that we have is for accountability and it's for communication. If you ever have any questions, we encourage you to post that in the Facebook group, because if you have that question, it's probably true that another client has that question as well, and it's really helpful for us to keep communication open there, okay? It's for accountability. You guys can share your wins. You can start cheering each other on. That is what the Facebook group is for. I also encourage you to take your pictures and your measurements this week, okay? You're gonna regret it if you don't. This is great for you guys to see at the end of 6 weeks. Look at where you started and look at where you ended, okay? Save those measurements in a safe place, maybe in the notes in your phone. We have found that the app is not perfect and sometimes it loses your measurements. If you put them in the new client assessment, then we have those, and at the end of 6 weeks, we can send it back to you again so that you can compare your measurements. But it also might be good for you if you have them on your own as well. And those photos, take it in your sports bra, in your leggings, or a shorts, or it's just for you. You're not going to share those with me unless you want to. Erin and I, you don't have to share those. That is just for you, but if you don't do it, you actually might regret it. So we really encourage you to do that. Remember that consistency is key, okay? And so showing up every day and you're doing your best is more important than doing things perfectly. Try to stay off the scale. We're going to say this again. The scale is a liar, ladies, and we are using non-scale victories to measure our success as we go throughout the 6 weeks. So we're going to use more like how our clothes are fitting and our measurements, because what happens as you start to work out and you start to eat better, you're going to lose inches. You might not even lose pounds. I actually did not lose any weight. I lost inches instead, and my body composition changed. But I didn't lose any weight because I was building muscle, okay? So just know that we're not going to use the scale as a measure of our success. We're going to use a lot of other things instead. And the scale, it also helps us break our mindset. A lot of us have that number in our head that we want to get back to, right? Realistic or not, it's there. And a lot of times we need to just forget about that. And because we base our happiness on that number, and that is no way to live, okay? So we're trying to teach you better ways to do things as we go along. Okay, Coach Connect is something that we have, which means that we can actually peek in your app and see what you're doing. We can see what you're logging, we can see what you're eating, we can see if you're doing the workouts and if you're tracking your water and all of that, okay? And we don't share that with you to scare you or to freak you out, but just to know, for you to know that we can be your accountability partners with you. And we're not looking at it every day because Erin and I don't have time to do that for every client. But if you want us to, we can check on it with you. If you want us to hold you accountable for, let's say that you have set a goal for 1 week as I'm gonna do my workout every day. Can you hold me accountable? Then we can, on our end, go in and see if you have done your workout every day. And we can text you and we can message you and we can say, hey, we noticed that you did your workout, 4 days in a row, great job, whatever. Whatever your goal is, we can help you with that goal. So just know that, okay? We are excited to be on this journey with you. We want you to trust the process. Going ahead, we share a lot of fun things in the newsletters. We share podcasts, a lot of extra information, things that have helped us, tips and tricks and little videos that we have made. So please also read our newsletters every week. They are there for you to help you. And we also love your feedback, and the more that you engage and involve and be part of this process, the more you're going to get out of it. So we really encourage that. We're going to have some challenges along the way. We hope to have like an actual meetup with the local clients to do like a leg day in person together and enjoy a treat. A lot of fun things in this 6 weeks to look forward to. And yeah, so we are so excited, and we hope that you are too. All right, have a great prep week.